Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, one and all. This is Dr. Jonathan Ellerby with another live 12 at 12, and it's Sunday, April 26th. Today on the Althea Center Denver Facebook page, we just celebrated Earth and Spirit, and after a delayed beginning and some audio and video problems, we got in the flow, and it was really, I think, a very wonderful event with a beautiful reading and some beautiful music, and hopefully an important and meaningful message. So check that out if you like. Also, if you don't know, I'm already giving away free copies of my new book, Spiritual Experience. It's actually free for absolutely everybody to download, so check that out. And I don't know if there's anything else you want to know. Go to my website. Be sure that you follow things and like things and share things. That would all be helpful. But for now, let's take a deep breath. Let's settle in. And today, we're going to talk about a radical new relationship to nature that is both something extraordinary, innovative, and transformative, and yet, as you will see, is the oldest relationship to nature that we can imagine. So let's take a deep breath in. I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. Just a big cleansing breath. Feel yourself slowing down, settling down. And listening to the stillness and the silence inside yourself. Feel your body relaxing and softening, your mind growing quiet. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And I'm going to read a poem to start by Rilke that I actually read the other day in another one of these. But it's so good, and it feels so relevant. So I'm going to read it again. All who seek you test you, and those who find you bind you to image and gesture. I would rather sense you as the earth senses you. In my ripening ripens what you are. I need from you no tricks to prove you exist. Time, I know, is other than you. No miracles, please. Just let your laws become clearer from generation to generation. Now, this is a poem by Rilke about awakening to spirit, about developing a deep, a real, an integrated, a felt experience of spirit in our lives. And when Rilke talks about the laws of spirit coming clearer and clearer generation to generation, what he's really talking about are what we experience as the natural laws, the design and flow of nature, of evolution, of physics, of chemistry. What Rilke is talking about is what the Taoists have implored for centuries, that we surrender our human constructs, our human striving, our human superiority, and learn a different way of being from the nature of things themselves. Now, I talked about one critical, important, radical new relationship to nature that could change everything. And interestingly, to explain it, or when thinking of explaining it, I'm reminded of the old stories, the legends, the myths, the teaching tales of native people around the world. And one of the characteristics or qualities we find in indigenous stories throughout time and wherever you go is that the origin stories, that the old stories of the people, the stories that predate the time in which the stories were told, we find that the wildlife and even wilderness is a part of the story. Wildlife and nature are characters in the story. Wolves speak to us. Rivers speak to us. Mountains and stars speak to us. And humans and wildlife sometimes even change forms together. They are entwined. They are communicating. They are constantly connected. With time and the evolution of science, materialism, industry, psychology, we came to understand these stories as symbolic, mythical, meaning that they carry ultimate meaning, but that they are not literally true. And yet, there's a curious thread of experience that runs through all the world's traditions. And in fact, if you look at my book, Spiritual Experience, which you can download for free, you will see story after story emphasizing this. And this curious thread that runs around the world and unites us is that when people, anyone, anywhere, of any culture, when we slow down enough, mentally, energetically, when we are present enough in nature, with nature, then we discover that nature can and will speak to us. Literally. Now, it may not be in out loud voices like neighbors passing by and shouting, hello, but we can hear, we can learn from, we can actually gain new insight, new information from nature itself. In fact, when I first studied a bit of plant medicine with a traditional healer in the Peguis First Nation in Manitoba in Canada, one of the first exercises they had us do when we were learning about the plants, names and identifying them, was to simply go and sit with a plant and to ask it what it's for and how it can help. And we learned that if you sit long enough and if you listen well enough, you'll get an answer, and an answer that works. When we look at the history of food and medicine, we find all kinds of these uncanny stories of people that received guidance in dreams, heard voices in forests, and actually really felt as if the plants, the stones, the animals were speaking to them, showing them things, giving them information. Still to this day, in villages in Africa, in villages in the Amazon jungle, all over the world, still to this day, traditional healers know how to treat and cure by simply talking to nature, by simply listening to nature. But what if we reclaim that for ourselves, each and all of us? We're already in relationship with nature. We're eating it every day. We're decorating with it every day. We love the way it looks in our homes and offices. We love looking out the window. We pay more to be close to nature. We spend money, or we used to spend money, on vacations to go and be by the ocean, in the mountains. So we're already in this close connection with nature, and yet without the quality of listening, without the quality of dialogue. So what if, as we face our problems, our human problems, our personal problems of health and opportunity, success and change, even environmental balance. What if we asked nature herself what she thinks, what she wants, what she recommends? What if the next gathering of scientists working on climate change or water pollution spent time sitting outside with the water, with the air? What if we listened to the natural world and worked together to create future medicines, solutions, peace, and harmony for our planet? Can you imagine that? Literally in dialogue with nature for our own well-being, for our families, our communities, and the planet. It's time to talk to nature again. More importantly, it's time to learn how to listen. Thank you. I hope I'll see you soon. Make sure you check out all the things that are going on my website, Facebook page. Pick up your copy of Spiritual Experience. And more than anything, I'm asking, I'm inviting, I'm kind of on the edge of begging. Try it for yourself. Learn to listen and discover a new way of being in the world in which you will find love and wisdom abundant and everywhere, regardless of what you think or feel. See you later.